She was riding the bike, doing exercises with her elbow, walking through plays, whatever she could do, so she could be back out there with her team.
Well, Kenny Brooks and company certainly glad to have Tiani Key back. She helps Kentucky win the opening tip tonight. A top 20 showdown here in Lexington. 16th ranked Kentucky snapping a 3-game losing streak down in Fayetteville over the weekend. Going to get back on track here at home after falling to Georgia in their last home game. Swung for Amelia Hassett and showing in the first 3 of the game.
Fast start. They both talked about that at their shoot-arounds today. Got to get out and get going early. Don't want to dig a hole.
Vanderbilt's freshman point guard, Aubrey Galvan, to insert. Mikayla Blakes working baseline. Kicked out. Close out from Jordan Obi on one of the SEC's best three-point shooters. Galvan locating Washington. Kicked back out. Pissot for 3. Too strong in the rebound to Tiani Key. Kentucky with their OG starting lineup, 14-1 this year. Now that Tiani Key is back, and she finds herself at the free throw line. Kenny Brooks at the helm of this Kentucky Wildcats program. There's Vanderbilt's head coach Shea Ralph has led this team to back-to-back NCAA tournaments. Missed the last 6 games prior to the Arkansas game over the weekend. Dislocated her elbow versus Missouri.
She just makes a difference in this lineup. She makes them different. She really provides something on both ends of the floor, and that's where you'll really see Clara Strack benefit the most out of that.
Blakes gets the shooter's touch, the nation's 3rd leading scorer.
I love that we've seen Blakes try to go inside multiple times already. She's looking for a shot and wants to score, but knows when to go down low to her bigs.
So this Clara Strack, she knows how to stroke it from the free throw line. Aubrey Galvan pulls over Strack, the pure jumper.
Just a freshman, so much upside for this young lady. Just enjoys the game. We talked with Shea Ralph about her today, and that's what I love that she said, is that she just loves playing.
1 point guard to another. Morgan averaging over 17 points per game in SEC play. She is Kentucky's leading scorer in league contests. Galvan considered the long 3, penetrates. Blakes, the 18-footer. Cash money.
Gorgeous. I mean, just fakes the 3, so calm, cool, and collected.
Coaches talked a lot about physicality in their walkthroughs earlier today. Out for Hassett, eyeing her second 3. There it is. Amelia Hassett picking up right where she left off.
She's taking shots. That's, when you're struggling, you often don't take those shots. You'll choose not to. But again, that's that mental toughness that we talk about, being able to play through it, knowing it'll go.
Makara with the answer.
Well, that was a tough go because that was a quick turnaround. There was a lot of snow and ice in the Lexington area that forced that game to be moved up, so they had less time in between games to prepare.
Quick trigger for Pissot. One matchup of point guards here. Galvan, the freshman. Tony Morgan's played north of 100 career college games. She'll find Obi for her first basket.
Nice patience by Jordan Obi to not go straight up with the ball.
Vanderbilt shooting 50% from the field here in the early stages. Washington has a good look and converts.
It's a nice little 2-man game there by 2 of the better players on this team.
Obi, that could have been a travel. Instead, it's an air ball.
It's great help side defense by Vanderbilt.
Blakes fouled. Mikayla Blakes at the free throw line. An Ann Myers Drysdale Award top 10 mid-season honoree.
Just a sophomore, really incredible. You think about how do you top a freshman season like what she had. She elevates an entire program. This isn't just a young lady that elevates the game that's happening at that time. This is a program-changing type of player.
Morgan turned it over. Makara stepping into the 3. She's got her second of the evening. Vandy 3 for 5 from downtown.
Really nice looking shot.
Morgan trying to atone for the mistake. No, second chance created by Strack. Kentucky with a fresh 20 to work with. Strack from the corner. Bingo! Blakes looking into the interior for Mitchell. He has it. Shot clock off. Kentucky can take the final shot of the quarter. Morgan matched up on Jada Brown. Under 10 to go. Kentucky gets the switch. Morgan, baseline, kick out, Hassett at the buzzer. Too strong. And after one here in Lexington, it's the 7th-ranked Vanderbilt Commodores. SID Chris Caskey for Vanderbilt. His family's still without power, so certainly thoughts and prayers to the Nashville community after the ice storm that went through the southeast over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, just devastating in a lot of ways, and the season doesn't stop under those circumstances, even though it's extenuating. They don't stop, and what I love about what Shea Ralph said about that today was how we handle it is how our team will handle it. If we act like it's a big deal and it's terrible and it's all this and that, they will as well. They take on our persona. So, I love the fact that she said we lead, they will follow what we do, and she said that they've all handled it really, really well. So kudos to the entire Vandy staff and for really making a tough situation something these young ladies can handle and will remember. These are moments they'll remember.
Christine Passat back in there after picking up 2 personal fouls early in this game. Blakes, Washington, she's fouled. And Clara Strack, incredibly unselfish. Just wants to win basketball games. Sasha Washington at the free throw line hits the first. 2 years prior, she had been an 11-7 player. Shea Ralph certainly glad to have that veteran leadership back for this year. Boone pushing, lost the basketball, and it's Kentucky's 6th turnover. Blakes again matched up on Asia Boone. That's been the matchup all night. Swings it to the wing for Galvan. He has the board. Being rode all the way down the floor by Aubrey Galvan. Bounce pass to the interior. Morgan off the glass. On in this game, you feel like Vanderbilt's been the most aggressive team. Passat's 3 off the mark. Kentucky turns it over again. Here's Blakes looking to make him pay, and does.
And had really active hands, forcing Kentucky to make some bad decisions.
Wildcats have struggled against active defensive teams. Strack off the window.
And you don't see Clara Strack do that all the time, really putting the ball on the floor and taking it off the dribble.
Blakes wanted the foul, the crowd wanted the travel. Okay, Carroll, the freshman, into the game for Kentucky. Galvan looking downhill. Nice. Washington with a nice cut.
Really nice. Everybody on Vanderbilt's team seeing the floor.
Kentucky right now really struggling with the pressure. Blakes is going to force the tie-up. It will stay with Kentucky. Pressure getting at Boone.
Yep.
Strack fell down. Blakes pushing the pace. Driving right at Morgan. Gets it to go. And Blakes, for the 43rd straight game, is already into double figures.
Well, this is where that mentality really comes into play, because the game is getting physical. Some of that emotion you've got to internalize and figure out how to use that to your advantage. This is a tricky spot. There we go again. Picked up that dribble.
Kentucky with their largest deficit of 7. Hassett trying to change that. Where would Kentucky be without her offense here early?
Hassett, yeah, just stroking it.
But it's been Vanderbilt in transition as Strack picks up her first block. Look at the passing on a string for Passat.
Beautiful. Really great communicator, and she's developed into so much more than just a shooter.
Kenny Brooks, Kentucky's coach, calling Passat the most improved player in the SEC this year.
Yeah.
Morgan is fouled. To get an up-close look at what a pro looks like, and Shea Ralph believes that this is a player that has a future at the next level.
No doubt. And I mean, like I say, that size at her position, she's showing that she is. She's listening. That Vanderbilt is a staff that has had a lot of people that have experience with the WNBA. I think that the men are definitely used to that. They're definitely used to having those pro scouts here and playing in front of them. And it's a big testament to what we've got on the floor. Yeah, you have just as many turnovers as you do field goals made. That's a problem. So, this is no question that's going to be something that they will definitely talk about and focus on at halftime to get corrected.
That was a great pass from Clara Strack. Galvan has the mismatch, pulls over Key. Kentucky within 3. They can tie with a 3. Key bullying her way downtown. And we'll head to the free throw line. Coming back off of that elbow injury, wearing that sleeve on that right elbow that she injured on a play where she was diving out of bounds on the playing surface.
Well, you know what she's got going for her, though. She's left-handed, so it's not on that left arm, so you don't have to think about that as you're shooting.
Vanderbilt, after the hot shooting start, 1 for their last 8 from the field. Kentucky looking for another stop. Here's Makara. The wide open 3 won't go. Nearly a turnover. Kentucky's been sloppy with the basketball. Boone to give Kentucky the lead.
She's a true pure shooter.
Blakes trying to silence this crowd, and they just get louder with every miss. Vanderbilt now 1 for their last 10. Double team on Morgan. Kentucky with plenty of time to work with. Key working on Mitchell. Off the glass for 2.
Where when either team is going to go on a run, you know it, you can expect it. Do you have the mental toughness to figure out what you've got to do to get stops, to play through it, to play through missed shots, to play through physicality, not getting defensive foul calls?
There's Galvan off of one leg, a pretty 2. She is such a fun player to watch. Kentucky holding for the last shot. They've got the look they want. Swung for Boone. The step back 3 is pure. The heave at the buzzer comes up short.
Really trying to be disruptive, and they were very effective at that and forced some unforced turnovers for Kentucky.
Vanderbilt will start with the basketball in the second half. Trailing by 4. They have trailed at the break in their last 3 games. First 2 ended in losses. A 15-point comeback win against Florida in their last game. Hoping for much the same today, and that's a great start for Mikayla Blakes. 14 on the evening. She's averaged over 15 points per game in the second half of SEC contest. Morgan matched up on the freshman Galvan. Triggers the 3. Not a pretty one. The basketball goes out of bounds, which will give the Doors the basketball. It is a play in college basketball that can be appealed this season if Kentucky had called the timeout quickly.
Well, that's kind of a tough call because, you know, if your officials, none of the 3 saw who the ball was out on, and they have no choice but to call it a jump ball, that can definitely affect the game.
Great size on that matchup right there between Nguyen and Tonda and Key. Here's Strack spinning in the post. Passat pushing. Never got in a rhythm in that first half after picking up 2 fouls. Blakes downhill off the glass.
What about that drive was her awareness that she was going to be going up against Clara Strack, and a real size advantage there with Clara Strack. Long arms, 6'5", great shot blocker.
An answer from Key. She's into double figures. Vanderbilt shooting well below their season average. That won't help as Brown couldn't finish inside. Foul there, going to go on Galvan. Those 2, Morgan and Galvan, going head-to-head right now.
Some real pushing and shoving going on, but she's not extending that forearm, which is nice.
Galvan's played in 24 collegiate basketball games. Toni Morgan making her 120th start tonight. Mismatch here for Blakes. Driving on Key. Is that not a travel?
My goodness.
Brown misses the 3. That looked like what LeBron James gets away with in the NBA. Here's Boone in the corner. There it is.
There's that extra pass that makes the difference, right? Clara Strack making 1 additional pass.
Long jumper for Blakes. Boone has it. Kentucky with the pedal to the floor. Back up by 4. They led by 4 at the break. Trailed by as many as 7 in that first half. Hassett's in trouble.
Key had the jumper.
Threw it up, off the window. Second try for Hassett goes. And Big Blue Nation rising to their feet once again. They've been in it since the opening tip tonight. Galvan, a great find, and Washington pays it off.
Tegan Ferris, who is just a baller on my 14U team, and she looks up to Claire, so to be able to have that connection has been pretty cool, and I'm going to try to get the girls up here so they can watch a game someday.
Well, Ray, thank you so much. Coach Ray Davis, everybody.
Listen, coaching 14-year-old girls is not for the weak, I can tell you that.
Vanderbilt's been quiet lately. Washington, Makara off the glass. Makara with 8 points off the bench for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, she's had a real impact tonight, and love her size as well, too.
Jay Ralph saying after the Florida game that Makara really starting to earn more playing time. Played a season-high 22 minutes in that win over Florida. Boone's two, no. Strax, yes. Blakes matched up on Strack. Can't take advantage. Kentucky will push. Boone's wide open in the corner. There it is!
Worked so hard on that three-point shot, putting in so much extra time in the gym. 2 short years, Kenny Brooks has really gotten this team back to a place where you control your own destiny as far as that goes.
You have to imagine if Kentucky were to hang on in this game, those seed lines would certainly be shaken up. A win for Kentucky today would be their 3rd top 10 win of the season. Here's Galvan for 3.
Beauty.
That's a much-needed one for Vanderbilt. She's been a bit quiet, just 7 points on the evening for the freshman PG. That'll be a turnover. An easy 2 coming here for Blakes. She's got 18 on the night. And you can see Vanderbilt dialing up the pressure again.
Well, again, this is where you're looking for that unpredictability, active hands.
Oh, Strack's wide open, and she's fouled from behind. So that'll put Clara Strack at the free throw line, giving her her 2nd consecutive double-double, 12th of the year. Washington's had a big evening. Blakes matched up on Hassett. Blakes punches it out. Ava Black denied by Key. Galvan the 2nd try. And she's going to have a trip to the free throw line. Well, Galvan heads to the free throw line. A 2-time All-American in her high school. Just a 4-star recruit by most of the major recruiting networks. Under-recruited, not inside the top 100. Jay Ralph loved the motor, took a chance. And that chance is more than paid off this season.
No question. I mean, you think about her just being a freshman and already starting and playing at such a high level in this league. When we asked Jay Ralph about her, I loved what she said.
Hassett's wide open.
Someone who is unbothered. No matter what gets thrown at her, she can handle it, she can deal with it. And to be just a freshman and be so young and have that kind of poise just speaks volumes of what kind of career she'll have.
Blakes on the basketball, downhill, shedded Boone. Has her own offensive rebound. A fresh 18. Washington out for Blakes. Back into Washington. Deep in the shot clock. Passat over Hassett. The
nice.
tough 2 goes.
That's her size. They're really coming into play. That was well defended.
Kentucky can get one final shot here in the 3rd quarter. Obi pushing. Heaves the 3, well short. And Kentucky fails to get a good look here at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Creating a real bond and a relationship with Kenny Brooks in such a way that he can help her really get to her maximum potential. It has been so fun to watch, and to see her confidence just grow game in and game out has been remarkable.
Morgan has been Kentucky's leading scorer in SEC play, over 17 points per game. Here's Blakes, got a step on Strack and pays it off with an easy 2. Another 20-point performance for Mikayla Blakes.
And again, that's a great take against 6'5", with the long, lean arms of Clara Strack.
Morgan has had to deal with the physicality that comes with playing the point guard position in the SEC. Her head coach, Kenny Brooks, telling us during shoot-around he's encouraged her to wear that with a badge of honor. He throws it away, and now Morgan had her hand in the cookie jar.
You just figure it out. You can actually, put too much energy and effort into what the officials are or are not doing, or you can just play.
Toni Morgan looked to be in quite a bit of pain as she had to be helped off the floor. Passat short on the three. Washington with the offensive rebound. And Vandy with a fresh 20 to work with. Blakes eyeing the three. Bingo.
She's just a player that anytime the ball hits her hands, you know this young lady has a chance to make something happen.
Vanderbilt has the lead, trying to build on it, and Washington makes it a three-point edge. A quick 5-0 run for the Doors. And a timeout coming for Kenny Brooks and the Kentucky Wildcats. Yeah, very clearly not. And Michelle already halfway to that double-figure scoring output here in this fourth quarter. Vanderbilt has a 3-point lead as we return to action. In distract, she's fouled. But instead, it'll be Tiani Key at the free throw line. Tiani Key with 15 points tonight, just one rebound shy of a second straight double-double after coming back from an injury that when you saw it in real time against Missouri, you thought Key might not return this season, but great to see her out there for Kentucky.
Oh yeah, it's one of those that, and with the kind of injury that it was, looked really serious, so, credit to Key.
Count the baskets! Free throws coming for Galvan. Fourth personal foul on Toni Morgan. She's been bruised, battered, and now has to head to the bench in foul trouble. Kenny Brooks going to have to walk a tightrope. Kentucky in a perilous spot, down by 5. Key was wide open inside. Instead, it's Hassett from the wing. Battle for the basketball. Black has it. Vanderbilt led by 7 in the second quarter. A chance to match or beat that here on this possession. Galvan, step back 3, way short. Strack has it. Kentucky trying to take advantage in transition. Obi draws the contact.
Where's the defense coming from?
And averaged over 11 points per game before Tiani Key came back. 4-point game, still plenty of time left in this fourth quarter. Keeping up for a heck of a finish tonight in Lexington. Blakes having a big second half. It continues up to 25. Asia Boone running the point right now for the Wildcats with Toni Morgan sitting in personal foul trouble. Boone just threw it away. And now draws the foul.
Then changes its tune a little bit when people are in foul trouble and when the game gets tight and when there's some things, the back and forth here. So
back to Blakes having a huge second half. Give her 3 more. She's got 17 in the second half, and the Doors have their largest lead.
Again, just that kind of player that you know and you expect 30 points is nothing.
Kentucky trying to regain their composure. Key to the basket, high off the glass. That'll blunt the Vanderbilt run.
And that's the kind of thing you've got to do if you're Kentucky, is just play through it. Just play. There are hands everywhere for Vanderbilt. They're being incredibly aggressive on the ball.
A 15-4 run here in the fourth quarter. Make it 18-4. And the superstar, Mikayla Blakes, is just showing off. Vanderbilt has a 10-point edge over Kentucky. It was Kentucky who took a 4-point lead into the fourth quarter. Morgan back in there. Hassett, a nice answer.
He just hasn't had good looks at the basket.
Galvan probing, pulls. Black fought for it. Hassett has it. Here comes Morgan the other way. Pulls it out. Didn't want the heat inside.
Well, she's also playing with 4 fouls, so understanding too, a matchup like that as you're heading to the basket could certainly result in a charge.
Look at the high-low pass, and Key is fouled.
We're trying to make something out of that.
Key having a big-time performance today, 17 points. This free throw would give her a new season high.
Yeah, guys, if you look close enough, Tiani Key has a brace on her right arm. I talked to Courtney, the athletic trainer, today, and she said it took a little getting used to. Her and Tiani had to work back on basics.
Deep in the shot clock. Blakes lost the basketball. Ahead for Morgan. Out there with 4 fouls. Finds a wide open Hassett. No. Strack, the O-board. And with Kentucky in the bonus, Clara Strack will head to the free throw line. Strack with a miss on the first free throw attempt. 11 points, 15 rebound. She'll connect on the second. Turning to Blakes. Key bats it away. And now Key running the break. And season high 19 points today for Tiani Key. Just 2 games after missing the last 6.
There's Tiani Key with a mismatch, trying to take advantage.
And will. A new career high for Key. She's got 21. It's getting loud here in the HMC. Blakes fouled. Takes a lot of guts if you're Blake at 5'8" to go in amongst those trees.
Well, and I think that speaks volumes about what kind of scorer Blakes is. Got to be a gamer and a baller to want to go in there and get in the mix like that.
She'll hit both free throws up to 33 on the night. Went to an NCAA tournament last year with Vandy, their second in as many years. Thinking about a deeper run this year. Kentucky's within 4, and an offensive foul. This one's on Key. It's her 3rd foul. Now both teams in the bonus here with under 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Christy, what's Kentucky done well defensively here over the last couple minutes?
Well, they've really been able to just limit the looks that they've been able to get. The drive and dish, we've seen them be able to get to the rim, and they haven't been able to do that nearly as effectively or get the ball into the post like clockwork. There's a mismatch with Asia Boone.
6-point Doors advantage here in Lexington. Strack to cut it in half. No. Key with the offensive rebound. It goes.
So Tiani Key has been so lethal on the offensive glass all season for Kentucky. That's really where they missed her so much.
And playing some great defense right there. Has the rebound. Kentucky can make it a 1-possession game. Brown playing defense on Boone. Here's Strack. And Kentucky is within 2.
Big stops. You know, this is exactly where you want to have the ball if you're Vanderbilt. In the hands of one of the best players in the country.
Blakes has 33 tonight. Vanderbilt has led by as many as 10 in the 4th quarter. Blakes, a huge 3.
That switch is exactly what Kenny Brooks was talking about earlier, that if you're going to switch, you have to step out.
Hard to argue after the performance tonight on the road. Kentucky down by 5. Hassett looking for the answer. There it is. She's got 19 and Kentucky's back within 2. Now Boone will foul. That's going to be her 4th personal, and that is critical. Blakes misses the first. She'll hit the second. Kenny Brooks chooses not to use his final timeout. Boone gets it into the front court. Got to be looking for Hassett here if you're Kentucky. They do just that. Hassett inside Key, and we've got a 1-point game with 26.3 to go. Key having a night. And now Kentucky will foul.
Probably let a few too many ticks go off the clock before you fouled if you're Kentucky, but now you're putting the freshman on the line. Some big free throws here for her.
And calmly sinking the first of what are probably the biggest free throws of Aubrey Galvan's young life to this point.
Well, I mentioned it earlier, Shea Rouse, that unbothered. This young lady absolutely is unbothered. 2 big-time free throws right there.
Very similar setup to what the Wildcats had against Tennessee for a go-ahead shot just a few weeks ago. They were not able to take advantage that time. Here's Amelia Hassett. Kentucky trailing by 3 late. Morgan gets all the way to the cup and makes it a 1-point game. Nearly creates the turnover. They were trying to get it to Jada Brown. So Vanderbilt called the timeout to advance it into the front court. It'll be Justine Pissat to inbound the basketball. Trying to get it to Galvan. They do. The foul going to be on Boone. It'll be her 5th, and so Asia Boone is fouled out of this game. Boone in a situation where you might need a 3.
Well, yeah, she had no choice there, so that was the right decision. But, KK Carroll, here's another freshman that can really step up and do some big things from a scoring perspective for Kentucky.
Aubrey Galvan, a young freshman point guard for this Vanderbilt side, had her welcome to the SEC moment against South Carolina 3 games ago, but has responded since. A couple of clutch free throws, and now Kentucky trails by 3. Needing a 3 to tie late. They locate Hassett. Walled up. Pulls over Galvan. No. Key gets it to go at the buzzer. Can you get a quick foul? You can't. And Vanderbilt is getting out of Lexington with a 1-point win. A come-from-behind win for Shea Ralph's Vanderbilt Commodores.